Hi Leland. This video is going to be an experiment because I've been having some lower back pain after doing all of this yard work. So as you can see, I've been digging over there and burying mulch. It was a pretty deep hole, maybe like 3 or 4 feet deep, and I guess like 12 feet long almost. Here's another example of one that's been filled in a while ago and is starting to grow back. So anyway, I think it's a perfect opportunity for me to show you some things that I would do to relieve my own lower back pain, and the things that are pretty easy that you should be able to do. So I don't know how long this will take, so I might send you multiple videos, but I'm just going to start. A good thing to have with you if you want to follow along is some kind of oil to help lubricate, because I'm going to do like some massage on myself, but if you like you can just do it through your clothes. So this is generally where I would start. So not a great perspective, but basically I'll start just by sitting. And starting to breathe from the belly. So, the way I'm breathing, I'm pressing in from my my dantian here. This is my center of gravity, about an inch below my belly button. And I press in to force my breath out, and then as I relax that place, breath is drawn into my lungs naturally. I don't have to pull it in. And breathing in this way will start to like massage these organs in your belly, and also like start to like slightly massage that psoas muscle, which is really a lower back pain culprit. So breathing that way with this exhale, and then letting that breath just come in, breathing that way for a while and giving yourself some time to breathe that way, should start to like sort of loosen things up in this area of the body, and should bring some relief to your lower back. So that's a good place to begin, just by practicing that for maybe like 5 minutes. Just breathing out, pushing at that spot, breathing out, and then relaxing your whole body and letting the breath come in. Breathing out and pushing. Not too much, you don't want to push past your limit. Just like where you start to feel the elasticity of your muscles kind of bounce back, like you hit the edge and then you let it bounce back. Okay, the next pretty crucial thing, I'm going to show you part of my buttocks here. So if you feel around your hip, here's my hip bone as it comes back. I'm tracing my hip bone back to my sacrum. There's a corner here, just about there for me. You can just feel around and find it on your own body, but oh man, yeah, when I have lower back pain, my glute is almost always really fired up. So this is the border of my sacrum. So the spot I'm feeling is about Okay, it's about an inch from my sacrum up along the back side of this, which is called your ilium, which is this big flat bone. So you can kind of just massage all around your glute. I know I've told you about this before, but this is a good technique. Using 2 pairs of fingers like this, you can kind of like make a little scooping motion. You can press in and then dig up in that kind of way. And if you like, you can use a little bit of oil too. So I've got a little bit of oil here. And you can do this on both sides. So again, I'm doing this kind of scooping motion, and this is like the top portion of my hip. So I'm just kind of coming from the middle of my glute up to the top with a nice like scooping motion, and you can go as deep as you want. And I'd recommend sitting, so I'm massaging my left glute, and I'm sitting more on my right leg, which allows my whole left leg and my glute to relax. So that's what I want. As I am doing this, I am trying not to activate my glute or any of the muscles in my leg at all. So like, just make sure that you're still breathing in a relaxed way. You can change up the pace, kind of shake things up. Yeah, and go side to side. Like, if you find a spot that's sore, try to trace the length of that muscle. You can probably feel it. You roll over it like it's like a hump. Okay, so that's one good thing. Another good thing will be just stretching out all the other parts of your leg. So the lower back tends to get pain. Those muscles are coming to attach at the pelvis, so helping to loosen other areas of the pelvis will be really helpful. So I like this stretch that I was doing at the beginning that I stopped doing. So I'm kind of on one knee here, and then I'm just going to stick this leg out pretty much at a 90-degree angle to the side and start to stretch out the inside of this leg. Okay, then this is where it gets a little bit more detailed. So, whenever I lean forward and really lean into a stretch, especially if I'm stretching my lower back, I want to make sure that my lower back isn't collapsing. So I tend to like take deep breaths, and so I've got a deep breath and I'm holding it, and then I can go a bit deeper into this stretch. So if I didn't do that, I might have the tendency to kind of collapse, and that could possibly increase the compressions that are happening in my vertebrae in my lower back. So I take a deep breath, I hold it in my lungs, and as I'm holding my breath, I maybe slowly let out that breath as I'm leaning forward, putting my weight on my hands. There's not too much weight on my leg, on my right leg. And I'm just going deeper and deeper into that stretch. You should be feeling that stretch, like really nice, thorough stretch in the inside of your leg. And then just breathing easy. Once you're like into the stretch as much as you need to be, making sure that you can still breathe freely, and just holding that and trying to relax your whole body. Just let your whole body relax. And when you're ready, do the same thing. Breathe in, start to breathe into your chest, in a way that you feel like you're sort of expanded as you come out. And then I tend to be really gentle coming out of stretches like this. So instead of moving my leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of roll off of this leg that I'm sitting on and then turn to face my leg. And that allows me to use other muscles to pull my leg back instead of the ones I was just stretching. So again, you can do that on the other side. So you start sitting on your leg, one leg out 90 degrees until it's pretty fully extended. Sit up straight, take a deep breath, and let yourself come down with your weight on your hands, making sure that your lower back is extended, that you're not compressing, like you're not collapsing. You really want like your chest to be coming down instead of like curling. You don't want to be curling down. You come down into that same stretch as long as you need. And you can kind of play around with it. Like you might come down. What I like to do is turn a little bit away from the stretch, so my leg and the friction against the ground are keeping my leg against the ground, and then I turn away my body to create like a contrasting kind of torque. So yeah, that deepens the stretch for me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm kind of turning up and away a little bit, and that's helping to increase the stretch. And again, coming out of it, I want to make sure I'm still extending my back, that I'm not compressing my back anymore. And then again, I take the weight off my sitting leg and I turn towards the leg that was extended. And that way I can now use my quads a bit more to just lift my leg. Okay. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good start. There's one more stretch, I guess, that I'll show you, which is what I was talking about on the phone to you the other day. So this, I don't know, a yoga teacher might call this pigeon. So I've got my leg laid across here and kind of sitting on that leg. That's nice to do to relieve tension in the IT band in the front leg. But something you can also focus on is this hip flexor area. So this front part of your leg. So if you can get into this position and just focus a little bit more on getting this place into a stretch instead of stretching this front leg and the IT band, you'll feel it in the same, anyway, you'll feel it. So you can get into this position where this hip flexor is being stretched out. And as you see, okay, this can be a little complicated for the lower back. So I could kind of like extend too far, and I'm flexing my lower back too much, and that's gonna maybe increase the compressions in your lower back. So this is one more technique that I really like to use in order to make sure that my lower back is elongating. So I'm going to take a deep breath and and take a deep breath, and then push my belly out, holding the breath. So now my lungs are full and my belly is extended, so my diaphragm is pushed out. So the muscles in my that's helping the muscles in my abdomen, believe it or not, some of them to relax, the deep muscles. And then, so holding that breath and with the belly out, then I push up from my arms. I'm trying to get my sternum to go straight up. And that actually helps me to stretch out my diaphragm and stretch out some of these deeper muscles in my abdomen while you're also stretching your leg. So I get into this position where I'm stretching out this hip flexor. Take a deep breath. Extend back and focus on stretching out your abdomen. So take a deep breath, push that air into your abdomen a little bit, or you can actually keep the breath in your lungs if you'd like. So keep it in your chest, push up with your arms, and then I'm moving up and back with my, kind of throwing my chest out in that position. And I notice on that side in particular, like this muscle deep in here, which I'm hoping is my psoas, I feel that stretch. So you can experiment. It seems like holding the air in the chest is a little bit more helpful. But you can experiment and feel out if you can feel a stretch in your abdomen while also maintaining the integrity of your lower back. If you feel like your lower back's compressing too much and there's pain, maybe don't do it. But yeah, you can experiment. So, yeah, I already feel better. So to recap, the first thing is about doing a short amount of belly breathing to start to loosen up this front side of the abdomen, and that's going to help relieve tension in the lower back. The next thing was about massaging the glute, which I only showed you on one side, but you can do on both sides. This scooping motion with your fingers, digging in and then scooping across and then up. The next thing was this side stretch, how to go down into the stretch, and then the pigeon pose that we just did. So in doing that, we've stretched out this inside part of the leg, the outside part of the leg with pigeon, the top of the leg at the hip flexor, and the back side of the pigeon. And we've also, with the belly breathing and lifting out of the pigeon pose, we've started to stretch out this abdomen. Yeah, and doing all of that by working all the areas that are not the lower back, but that are next to the lower back, hopefully we should have relieved some of the tension in the lower back. So, if you stick with it and give it a try, maybe for like, this was a 20-minute video pretty much, you can go slowly through the video and just try out each thing and just do it a little bit. Just try it out for a few minutes and see if you can find those stretches. Make sure if you find yourself in a stretch, you don't need to just ram into it. You know, just find the stretch and feel it. It's not necessary too much to like power into it. I wouldn't recommend that. So I wish you freedom from pain, and and ease and peace of mind for both you and Hillary. And let me know if you watched this and found it helpful at all. Yeah.